Good morning, everybody. Welcome to a strange episode of the Morning Rant because this is not a full episode, but something like a reply, a follow up to a couple questions two of you have wrote in the comments below previous video. The both of you asked me a question about is it possible to make the editing phase of Transcriber better? One of you suggested me to download MacWhisper and use it to have a look at how MacWhisper intend text editing after the transcription. And another one said to me that he doesn't use Transcriber because he prefers another kind of workflow involving Microsoft Word to do better editing. Okay, I sold hundreds of copies of Transcriber. So a couple of people asking me to make this particular feature better are a very small percentage of the total. But you know what? I prefer to listen to everybody because first makes good karma, and second, I think that if I don't do this kind of stuff and to comply to the needs of my customers, it's like that I didn't do the best that I can in this world. I'm trying to focus on how to make Transcriber better for the text-based editing because you don't have a full blank page to edit text like in Microsoft Word. Each sentence, each subtitle is a completely different and unique text field. This whole mechanism is transparent, and it seems that everything is completely transparent for the user, and it seems a full page of text. But each text, each line of text is an independent text field, and that's the only way I can do this kind of thing. Don't expect me to completely rearrange this because it's not the way Transcriber works, and I cannot afford the effort to rewrite Transcriber in a different way. And I don't even know how to do this to make it better and not worse. But I think that I can do one thing to make this particular editing stuff better. First of all, I will launch MacWhisper and try to copy the behavior. But another behavior that I think of is while you're editing a particular subtitle, the video continues looping on this particular time frame. If the subtitles go from 1 minute to 1 minute and 10 seconds, these 10 seconds are continuously looped, so the text editor, can listen and edit at the same time. Or maybe add another kind of behavior while editing, the video stops. I don't know. I will try to do both and implement both because I think this is the right thing to do. A better feature, a new feature that can help editing phases. For the people that want a completely blank page like in Microsoft Word, I don't know how to help them. I think that I can make this workflow a little better. I'm very, 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 very open to suggestion, but in the end, I don't know how to rearrange things in Transcriber to accommodate these needs. Sorry, that's the first part of this video. The second part is more abstract, more at a higher level. I am an independent developer. Okay, it means that until the end of 2022, I sold my apps directly in my website. Starting with Transcriber, I was contacted by FX Factory and they acted as a publisher. So they pushed me way beyond my limits to make the app better and make me as a developer way better than before. But in the end, I'm still an independent developer, and the business model, both for the apps that I sell on my website or the apps that I'll sell via FX Factory, have a very simple business model. Pay once, use forever, and get all the updates for free. It means that if you buy me the app, let's say you buy Transcriber and you pay $49, it means that in my pocket, in the end, comes to something like 30 euros, and then I have to pay taxes on these 30 euros. Then you paid me once, okay, that's good, I'm happy, but all the updates or the work that I do on Transcriber is done for free by me. I don't want to complain because that's the way it goes, and that's the way I want it goes, because personally I don't like subscriptions, and so I don't want to make subscription-based apps for this particular reason. But it's not a feasible business model in the end. I think that in the end, all the apps for all the developers in 2 years, in 5 years, will be all subscription-based because it's not a viable business model. The developer must be paid for the work that he does. If it paid once and then it continue working forever on his apps, is losing money and losing time. I still maintain and update apps that are out since 2017. It's something like 7.5 years ago. And I still maintain them. If you pay that at the first launch, they cost something like $2.50. Now that you're using them for 7 years, 7.5 years, and they're still maintained and still updated. This is something that in the end, sometimes in the medium, long or medium or near future, I won't be able to maintain this kind of effort for the previous apps. Yes, sometimes I release an update, a very strong update. Let's think about what happened for Bitmark X and then Bitmark 2 and then Bitmark Pro. They are three completely different apps with tons and tons and tons of effort from my side. FCP Diet 1 and FCP Diet 2, Converter 1 and Converter 2. But each time I increase the number, it's like that I increase the complexity and the effort that I spent on one app by a factor of 10 times, okay? The app is 10 times most powerful and it has 10 times more features than the previous one. This is the way that I used to justify myself the fact that I asked the user to purchase the app another time. And by the way, all my apps that have an increased number have an incremental update purchase that is something like half the cost of the app in the total. So that's okay. I increase the number of the app something like every 2 or 3 years. I don't think that I'm expensive. I don't think that all my apps are expensive. Even my most expensive app, that is Transcriber, I don't think is very expensive for you. I think that I talked too much about this business model renting, so let's close it. Wrap up, and as always, thanks for watching me. If you need to write me something, to comment me, to suggest me something, to rant against me, please do this with the comments below. And for the morning rant for today, that's all. And as always, ciaone, or the plural ciaones. It doesn't mean anything in Italian, but it's fun.